let's welcome our guest for today, Chen Ying Xuan. Hello, Ying Xuan.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yep. This is all part of the NUS Arts Festival interviews that began yesterday. For today, we're going to talk about the show that Ying Xuan is student director of, and that is Face to Face Part 3. But before we begin with the actual chat, let's have some music.
And welcome back to Get a Life with Mabel and Kim. So for today's special guest, she's actually a final year literature major from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. So she was introduced to varsity theatre through Huzair Sulaiman's playwriting modules and continued to explore this interest through the CCA NUS stage. So since then, she's acted in an array of plays, including Mind Games, and wrote and acted a play called In Supermarket. So let's start off with some questions from Mabel.
Well, first of all, let's talk a bit more about what Face to Face is about. It's really inspired by the completion of the Circle Line. It's based upon stories written for the platform campus in the Singapore Arts Festival of last year, 2012. And inspired by the completion of the Circle Line. Ying Xuan, so how does the Circle Line inspire you and your work?
Firstly, all these plays, what really inspires me is this sense of them just being everyday people that I can connect with, people like you and me, and how we just go through all these private pain on our own when, actually there's a chance of finding comfort in strangers, and how possibly this pain can also connect us in some other way.
So just for your more information, Ying Xuan is actually the theatre director mentee of an award-winning published playwright-director called Chong Tze Chin. So Ying Xuan, how does it feel like to be a mentee of such an acclaimed theatre director?
Yeah, of course, it's really exciting, and I really look up to Tze Chin. He's very experienced, so he gives me very spot-on advice, when to do what, when to have speed runs, when to do this and that, and when I put it and when I take his advice, it really works. And he's also a very visual sort of director, so there's a lot of storyboarding and awareness of space and all these things, and how to make it pop visually. So all these things are stuff that I pick up, steep learning curve, but really, really fun.
Oh, so how long have you been his mentee?
So this whole thing started in November when I applied for the mentorship program, and then Tze Chin started a 3-day workshop in December where we had different sorts of very fun exercises to help the actors get acquainted with their roles. And then the actual rehearsal started in January, and then until now, that's what I've been doing. And now I'm just really excited to see it all come together.
Oh, that sounds super exciting.
Welcome back to Get Alive on RadioPulze. Right now with us, we have our guest for today, Chen Ying Xuan. And just now, during the music break, she was talking to us about the different plays involved in Face to Face. Is that right?
Yep. There are actually 3 plays that we're putting together in this production. So the first one is Tracks, and it's about this mother-daughter relationship in all its messiness and complexity. And it's about how the daughter finds herself not fighting for what she wants, which she sees in her mother's life, and how they resolve that. So the second one is Moving On. It's about a man Peter, who lost his wife, and it's a very sort of poetic way of expressing his grief. And then you counter that with the auntie that he meets on the train, and how they have a hilarious misunderstanding. And then the third one is I'm Here. It's actually inspired by Nicole Highway collapse, and the 4-man Heng Yao Piao, he went in to rescue the other workers, and he sacrificed his life for that. So that's really the one that made me think about how people sacrifice for us sometimes, and we don't always remember, and perhaps we should. And what this play does really well is also to make it really personal. It's the story of his wife and him, and all their personal challenges that they go through as well. Yeah.
So which one's your favorite?
My favorite is actually Tracks. Yeah, because one part of it was how the mother talks about how 强求, in Mandarin they say you feel that you shouldn't fight for something because maybe it's just not meant to be, things like that. I mean, these are things that I've also thought about before, and that's what really appealed to me in Tracks.
Yeah, I think these 3 stories really reflect the life of most Singaporeans, which I think is rather interesting when you see them performed on the stage. But how do the first two stories, I can understand the third story is about Nicole Highway, but do real Circle Line MRT stations feature in the first two?
Yeah, they do. In Tracks is about mother who keeps going to Stadium Station, so that's where it all starts.
Oh.
Yeah, so her daughter is like, hey, why is my mother going there every day, right? Something's wrong. And it's also about her slightly naive attempt to get back a lost relationship by going back to the places where they were before. So that's why she keeps on going on the Circle Line, trying to find back what she's lost. Then for moving on, it's about Peter. Peter's wife always wanted to bring their dog Gracie on the Circle Line to Marina Bay Station. Yeah. So, but the sad thing is that
Cats are not allowed on trees.
yes, we found out. Yeah. Yeah. So he always wanted to do that, but then his wife passed away, and so now he's trying to fulfill her last wish. Yeah.
How do you feature the MRT stations and all that on the stage though? Do you have like special signs, that kind of props?
We have, I mean, definitely the sound design will help a lot. I mean, the train sounds and things like that. But in terms of set, it's quite minimalist. We have three train chairs. We have a door, and then, you know, something that looks vaguely like the MRT signs that you see around. Yeah, but other than that, it's quite minimalist.
After talking about this, we should talk more about you since you're here as well. And being no newcomer to directing, acting, and writing, if I'm not wrong, you've got experience in all three, right? So how is this foray into Face-to-Face 3 different from the previous productions that you were involved in?
I mean, for one, it's 3 different plays that we're putting into one production. So a lot of it is about like the overarching direction, what are the underlying themes that connect them, and finding all these sorts of connections. I mean, that's part of the challenge and what makes it really fun as well. Also, as I mentioned before, Tze Chin is very visual sort of director. So, I mean, this is also what I learned a lot about visual choreography, having synchronized actions, ensemble work, all this sort of things. So making it like just pop visually.
So this is your first time directing a dance production?
The dance one is sort of separate from us, but we are actually the same production, but we've danced for the first hour, and then the play comes in at the second hour.
Yeah, but it does tie in visually, like the whole...
Yeah, it does. And also both are inspired by the same Circle Line plays that we've been talking about.
If you're just tuning in, we've actually talked about what the actual playlets that Chen Ying Xuan will be directing during the NUS Arts Festival. So, but just in general, what do you think about the art scene in NUS and then in Singapore?
I think it's really exciting things going on. There's a lot of programming, for example, for this festival. Like, I was just going for my rehearsal one day. I was walking down the Centre for the Arts building, and then I saw like crosstalk posters, dancing rehearsals, choir rehearsals. So, you know, it just made me realize there's lots of very diverse and exciting things going on, and they're all happening in one festival. So I think that's a really good sign to begin with.
So that's in NUS and the Centre for the Arts, right? So what about Singapore?
In Singapore, I think it's pretty much, from what I know, it's pretty much the same exciting trend that seems to be going on. You have like very experienced companies like Checkpoint Theatre, Finger Players, and all these companies side by side with new, some of them are student startups, some of them are, you know, like just young people like you and me who have startups like Takeoff, and all these things. You have experienced people, you have new people, and all of them have something different to offer. And I think that's really a, you know, exciting thing to see.
So, does this actually give you more gives you more inspiration and motivation to continue your directing dreams in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many things that you can learn. I mean, each theatre company gives you something, a different vibe, a different focus. And it's, you know, it just makes me realize that there's a lot I can learn and a lot of mish and mash that's going on. And, you know, like Rojak Singapore is just really amazing and fascinating.
Yeah, so then are you going to just pursue directing plays then? Would you be able to like foray into things like film or even documentaries?
Yep. I mean, for now, I kind of want to work professionally in theatre, but in different areas to begin with. Like even within theatre, I'm interested in playwriting, directing, sound, light, design, all these things, and also screenwriting. So sometime back, I took a screenwriting course by Willie Lin, who is a local filmmaker. Yeah, and so I found that through that class, I'm learning about screenwriting. I'm learning that it's a different form of art where I can express myself and, you know, learn new things, and it works very differently from theatre. But I mean, there are connections and there are differences, and you know, I just like both. I just want to do both.
Oh yeah, I've got a question. So Ying Xuan, personally, what kind of productions do you like watching best?
What do I like? I think my taste is quite diverse also. Quite diverse also. I watch a lot of checkpoint theatre productions, for example, Occupation. Yep, so that was about the Singapore War and a Japanese war in the past and things like that. As well as like more comedy-driven things like Luke VJ. I don't know if you guys.
Oh yes,
know.
Luke's on RadioPulze, by the way.
Yay! Yeah. So I mean like just fast and funny things like Luke's kind, and then there's the more nuanced, more. I mean, maybe more Chin kind. Not that Luke is not.
Artistic.
Yeah, so you know, it's just different sorts of things that they're looking into, and you know where their strengths lie. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you watch your own productions if you were a member of the audience?
Yeah, I think I would.
She has to give support to herself first before
Yes,
like
I
anybody
would.
else can give.
So what would you usually think when you watch your own productions? Like, yay, this director's great.
On the first night, opening night, of course, you know, it's like with my notebook secretly scribbling things to change for tomorrow. But of course, closing night is just really exciting. You're just watching and enjoying, and just really immensely proud of all these people that you worked with, like the light and sound design, the actors, and then you just, because you know, you're really aware of how much effort they put in, how far they have come from like not learning any lines to like, wow, everything's perfect, you know, things like that.
Yeah, directing is really hard work. You've got to really synchronize every aspect of the production, right? Even all the way up to the stage design and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate to have like so I mean, this is a mentorship for both me and like the people like light and sound. So I have Yong Hui and Sarah who are also learning to do light and sound, and they have like mentors to help them, Wan and Darren, who are working professionally in these areas. So this time round especially, I find it really exciting to work with like professionals and light and sound, and how they have a different point of view and they really have so much to give, and then you're like, oh, no wonder they are definitely like
They're the
worth
best.
yeah, worth every cent.
I do think that this whole mentor and mentee thing is a really good system. Not only does it really teach you all the professional methods to do things, I think on the mentor side, they also feel a sense of satisfaction, like knowing that they're helping someone else achieve their dream, which is probably similar to their own.
And their legacy will be spread.
Yeah, so would you like to do like a little shout out or like a little advert for your own play during the NUS Arts Festival?
Yes, please come and watch Circle Lines. It's amazing. We have really talented actors, we have really talented light and sound designers, and you know, everything is just gonna blow your mind. How like simple Circle Line, everyday people on the trains, and you know, somehow it just comes out so different and so powerful when everything comes together.
Well, you heard it from up and coming director Chen Ying Xuan. So to watch Face to Face 3 Circle Line, they're actually it's actually on 22nd and 23rd of March. There are 2 timings each day, one at 3 p.m. and one at 8 p.m. So tickets are $15, available through all Cystic channels, and it will be held at the University Cultural Center Dance Studio right here at NUS.
Everyone, I'm Ying Xuan and you're tuning in to RadioPulze, the sound of NUS.
You see DJ voice right there, you should totally join us.
Yeah, join us after you're done with the stage thing.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Well, good luck with the rest of your ventures,
Yeah.
Ying
And I think you
Xuan.
have lessons later. Wow, sian.
Yeah, I know.
Oh well. So next up we have Dance by Fall Out Boy. Bye, Ying Xuan.
Bye,
Bye.
Ying Xuan.
Thanks for having me.
Say bye to NUS. Bye.
Bye, NUS.